Hello neighbor, this is Curt with eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Kuat Piston Pro on our 2024 Toyota 4Runner. Now if you've had any experience with the Kuat Piston Pro, or if you've got any questions about it after watching this video, just go ahead and leave those in the comments below. We'd love to share your questions and your stories with our other neighbors in order for us to help them make the best decisions for themselves. Now, the words premium and compact don't usually go together when you're talking about platform bike racks. But in the case of the Kuat Piston Pro, that's exactly what it is, which is one of the things that I feel separates this particular platform apart. It has a channel here that can accommodate up to a 5-inch wide tire, so your fat bikes are going to be good to use on this. And being wheel mounted, you're not going to have to worry about bikes with a custom paint job or a carbon fiber frame. And because of the adjustability in how this mounts, there are a lot of bikes, even if they have fenders, that this particular rack is going to work with. And that can come in really handy. But there are going to be cases where you do have fenders that are a little bit too big for this. And in the case of that, Kuat does offer a strap kit that works with the Piston Pro that's going to allow you to use it with your bike with fenders. Now at two bikes at 67 pounds, we also want to take into account that the rack itself weighs 60 pounds. So if you have it fully loaded to capacity, it is going to end up being just under 200 pounds. Keep that in mind. Always double check your tongue weight capacity on your hitch to make sure it can handle at least that, just to ensure that you, your vehicle, other drivers on the road, your bike and your bike rack can all travel safely. Now with that in mind, let's also take a look at visibility. As you can see, we are going to have our taillights obscured, our license plate rather is going to be partially obscured, and the backup camera as well is going to be partially obscured. So with that in mind, we should always be conscious of what kind of footprint this is putting behind the vehicle for whenever we're trying to park in tight spaces or whenever we're reversing into an area. Now from the bumper to the edge of our rack, we're looking at just under 29 inches. And for a platform rack, that is actually keeping it pretty close. The other great thing about it is that you have a lot of ground clearance here. In fact, on the 4Runner, we're looking at 26.5 inches of ground clearance, so I have no fear whatsoever of this rack bottoming out if I'm going up a steep incline or a driveway. There are some added features to the rack that are going to help us out from a convenience standpoint, and that is that it does have a tilt feature that's going to allow us to get into our lift gate. We'll just simply pull this lever right here and lower it down. Please keep in mind that if it's fully loaded, it's close to 200 pounds coming down, so really make sure you're bracing it and don't get yourself hit in the head as you're lowering it. From there, we can open our tailgate, our lift gate, and as you can see, we've got plenty of clearance to get in and out of here. Now you could have a seat, change your shoes, get your helmet or any other equipment that you want to take with you on your ride without having to go through the other end of the vehicle. It's just really a big convenience for you and your fellow rider. And in order to get it back up into its upright position, we're going to use this same lever here, push down on it, lift the bike back up into place until it clicks. Once it clicks, we're back into a secure position. Now let's take a look at just how easy this is to use and remove the bike. So it's called the Piston Pro because of this piston here that's holding the arms here up on the bike. We're just going to hold our bike to secure it. We're going to slap this down and it's going to deploy that out for us. We're going to do the same thing right here and have it deployed out. Now, in our case with this bike, we need a little bit of extra room. All we really need to do is push this down and out of the way. And we're completely clear in order to get our bike off the rack. Now, we had just mentioned just how high off of the ground this rack is. And having the weight capacity that it does at 67 pounds, you may have an e-bike or two that you want to take with you on your ride. That is a lot to be lifting 60, 70 pounds back and forth. In that case, I would suggest that you get Kuat's ramp that you can attach to this and easily roll up and down those heavier bikes. Now that we have our bike off of here, we definitely don't want to travel down the road like this. So we're going to go ahead and hit that again, lift this up into place, and once it's here, it'll ratchet down into position here and stay here for the duration of the ride. So you don't really have to worry about any loose pieces or straps flopping around anywhere as you're driving down the road because you forgot to secure them. So that is going to be something else that's going to make it really convenient for us. There we go. Okay, now that we've got it down in this position, I am going to show the stowed position. However, before we do, I just want to take a look at the pin and clip. It does come with a locking pin, which is going to help us secure our rack to the receiver. That way, you know, it's an anti-theft measure. That way nobody can run off with your rack. Now there is a cable lock as well that comes with this platform. That way you could secure your bikes to the rack. Your rack is secured to the vehicle and you can have that peace of mind. Now we're going to use that same lever to bring it up into the stowed position. And from here, we can also see this area. There is an included security tool that comes with the rack. Using this here and ratcheting it down like that is actually going to deploy a wedge system in your shank that's going to expand within the hitch receiver, and that's going to give it its anti-rattle quality. A lot of bike racks you get like this are going to have a lot of movement back here. This is in as solid as it can be. It's not moving at all. Now that we have it up in this position, everything becomes more clear. We've got visibility with our tail lights. We've got visibility of our license plate for the most part, and we're also going to have better visibility out of our rear view camera. However, it's still a good idea to know what kind of clearance we have back here when we have it up in its stowed position. And from the bumper to the end of the rack now, we're only at just a hair over 16 inches. That is not a whole lot of space being taken up back here. As a matter of fact, most racks, you could add maybe 6 inches onto that, even in its folded up position. So if you're looking for something really compact to go back here, I believe this is a fantastic option for you. So while this isn't taking up much space and it's really not interfering with our lights back here as far as other drivers go and their visibility, the day may come when you might decide to use the 1 or the 2 bike add-on for the Piston Pro to make it a 3 or a 4 bike carrier. If you do decide to do that, you are definitely going to be completely blocking all of this. If that's something that you're considering, I would actually suggest that you take a look at the Piston Pro X by Kuat. The Piston Pro X is going to have a light kit included that is visible both when it's in its upright and its lowered position. It plugs right into your factory 4-way trailer wiring, and that's really going to give you that peace of mind of other drivers being able to see you safely on the road. So with all that said, the Kuat Piston Pro is an excellent choice for your Toyota 4Runner. I'm Curt with eTrailer. Thanks for stopping by.